Some nights just stick with you. Not because they're fun or memorable in a good way, but because they're downright chilling. This story is one of those nights. My name's Catherine. I'm 24, a law student about to start my second year at NYU. And let me tell you, first-year law, it's a nightmare. I barely slept more than 4 hours a night from September all the way through May. So when summer finally hit, I promised myself one thing. I'd enjoy it while I could. Go out, have fun, pretend like the stress didn't exist. So that summer, I stayed back home with my friends. It was easier on rent, and honestly, it felt nice to have some roots while everything else was chaotic. Most Saturdays, we'd end up at this bar a couple of towns over, the one place that was always packed. And that's where I was that night, with my best friend Jackie. Now, I've got this little habit. When I meet guys at bars, I pretend to be kind of ditzy. Not over the top, just enough to let them assume what they want. I don't know why I do it. Maybe it's funny to watch how they react when they realize I'm not as clueless as I seem. And sometimes it's satisfying to flip the script after. But maybe I'm getting off track. So Jackie and I had our drinks and were scanning the crowd when these two guys slid into conversation with us. Their names were Sebastian and Luke. Normal guys, seemed confident, good-looking, no immediate red flags. Jackie clicked with Luke right away, so I decided to stick with Sebastian. He was actually kind of charming, and we ended up talking for a long time, which was surprising because usually these bar chats last 5 minutes tops. At one point, Jackie whispered she needed to hit the bathroom. As we were getting up, Sebastian asked if we wanted anything else to drink. I said, yeah, 2 rum and cokes. Pretty standard drink, and it's hard to mess that up. So we head to the bathroom, and Jackie admits she's thinking of going home with Luke that night. That threw me off a bit. Jackie isn't the type to make impulsive decisions like that. I wasn't exactly thrilled with the idea, but figured I'd go with it to be a good friend. Now here's where things started to feel off. When we came back from the bathroom, I glanced across the bar. The guys weren't laughing or chatting like they were before. Instead, they were standing stiff, whispering to each other. It gave me this weird pit-in-my-stomach feeling that I couldn't shake. As we got closer, they snapped back to their casual vibe like nothing was wrong. Luke slid 4 drinks across the table, 2 rum and cokes, and 2 bright yellow frozen drinks that looked like piña coladas. Now that was strange. Most guys I know don't go for girly drinks like that. I decided to test the waters. With as innocent a smile as I could manage, I pointed at the weird drinks and asked what they were. Sebastian said piña coladas, and I raised a brow at that. I joked, "You guys sure these aren't too girly for you? Wouldn't want anyone catching you sipping those." Then, I slid our rum and cokes across the table and pushed the frozen drinks on Jackie and me. Took a slow sip, gave Sebastian a wink. Jackie caught on and took the drink I handed her, even though she looked confused for a second. Sebastian stared at me for what felt like forever, sizing me up, and said, "Touché," before sipping his rum and coke. Luke followed suit. We finished the drinks, no incidents. Jackie was already ready to leave, and Luke got the hint, suggesting we all head back to his place for a nightcap. At that moment, I felt like maybe everything was normal again. If they'd suspected we knew something, why would they invite us back? So we Ubered to his apartment, a modest second-floor unit in a small complex nearby. Cleaner than I expected, but weirdly minimal. Like no decorations or furniture, just the bare essentials. Luke had some White Claws in the fridge and was playing music on the TV. At first, everything seemed fine. But then, within 20 minutes, things started getting strange again. The guys began acting drunk, really fast, slurring their words, laughing to themselves like they were hiding some joke. And then, they both just passed out on the couch almost at the same time. It was terrifying. That's when it hit me. My suspicion that they'd tampered with our drinks was real. Jackie was oblivious, way drunker than me, and she rushed over to Luke, trying to wake him up. I pulled her back and told her to calm down. Asked if she remembered me switching the drinks. When I told her why, her eyes went wide, shaking her head, whispering, "Oh my God, oh my God." We sat there, trying to calm down, thinking about what to do next. I wanted to leave right then, get far away, but Jackie wanted to find evidence, something, anything, to prove that those guys had done something sinister. We looked around, but neither of us are detectives, and what exactly were we supposed to find? We weren't about to flip his place upside down looking for something we had no clue about. After a bit of pushing, Jackie finally gave up. We left not long after, both still shaken. We didn't call the cops. Not that night, not ever. There was no real proof, and honestly, maybe they were just super drunk for real. But I don't buy it, and neither does Jackie. I've never been closer to danger than that night. The idea of anyone drugging girls who are already willing to go home with them is just sick. Makes me think they had some plan for something even worse. And here's the thing that haunts me the most. Why would they let us go home with them if they knew they'd be hours away from passing out? Did they think the drugs wouldn't affect them because they were bigger? Or was that just plain dumb? Why take that risk at all? I don't know, and I probably never will. It's crazy what some people will do to get what they want. That's my story. How a night out with friends almost turned into something I never walked away from.